So the parsha of this week is we're reaching finally in the story of our ancestors in Egypt and the slavery. We're reaching the stage of the Exodus. This is the parsha where we read about how the Exodus took place. The parsha begins with the 8th plague, continuing with the story of the 9th plague, the plague of darkness, which followed with the plague of Makat Bechorot, the firstborn, and then at that time they went out. The name of the parsha is not called Exodus, not called Yetziat Mitzrayim, but called Parashat Bo. Bo translates come. Why is it called come? Bo. It is the beginning of the parsha of this week, where Hashem says to Moshe, Bo el Paro, come to Paro. Our sages are troubled. Why is Hashem saying here, come to Paro, and not like he said previously, go to Paro? Why come to Paro? Many comments and interpretations are given to it. Today I want to emphasize and touch upon a Kabbalistic approach to this concept. With the introduction that the Rebbe is asking a question, what is the lesson of Bo el Paro? Come to Paro. We need to run away from Paro. We need to leave Paro behind. Not coming to Paro. And the Torah is Netzach. HaTorah hi Nitzchit. Torah is forever. So there has to be a lesson and a positive thing in coming to Paro. Not only come to Paro in order to tell him something, but coming to Paro on its own is a message. And again, how does Bo el Paro, coming to Paro, how does that represent Exodus? Going out of Mitzrayim, of slavery. Interestingly enough, the Zohar, one of the original works of Kabbalah, of Jewish mysticism, says the following, explains the word Paro in a way that is shocking. Paro symbolizes the king of evil, king of dictatorship, the king of enslaving people, the king who denies godliness, denies Hashem, stubbornness, and so on, in a negative way. At the same time, the word Paro, while in modern Hebrew and the way we use it commonly, symbolizes someone that is parua, someone that doesn't have limits, someone who doesn't have any barriers, someone who is outspoken in a chutzpahdik way, in a bad way, doesn't have any barriers or any limits. At the same time, Paro also means pri'ah, which pri'ah also means taking off the foreskin, removing the foreskin, so to speak, in a brit, in a circumcision, revealing the essence, revealing something that is beyond covers. Accordingly, the Zohar says that Paro, in essence, represents Hashem, God, in a way that is beyond any covers, beyond any limitations. A very high level in Hashem, in divinity. At the same time, the Pharaoh that we know is the lowest of lowest. How these two come together, I don't want to take much time now, but briefly, a Talmudic statement, Kol hagavoa gavoa biyoter, nofel lemata mata biyoter. Whoever is high falls down further. When something falls down, the higher it is, the further, the stronger it falls. The Pharaoh that we know, that is the ultimate of evil, originates in the ultimate of godliness that is beyond any limitations. But it fell, so to speak, a Kabbalistic terminology, went out of range and fell in the impure side. And that's why Paro had such a great opposition. Hashem is saying to Moshe, Bo el Paro, in order to deal with the Pharaoh that is down here on the evil side, in the negative side, you need to come to Pharaoh, to the Paro of Hashem, the ultimate divinity, the ultimate God who is above and beyond any limitations. Then you'll be able to win over the Pharaoh in this world. Lesson that we could learn from it, and I'll be brief, is when we encounter challenges and opposition and negativity, as big as they are, as big as they seem, we need to realize that we need to connect to something higher in order to be able to win over it, which is godliness. The bigger the challenges we have in this world, the bigger challenges that we have today in keeping Yiddishkeit, in giving a good Jewish education to our children, to our generation, the deeper we have to reach in doing things that are above and beyond the norm. The bigger the shtut, the idiocy in the world, the bigger the idiocy in godliness has to be. Idiocy of kedusha, idiocy of holiness, doing things above the norm, above our comfort zone, above what makes sense. V'ten lechochom v'yech kamed. Give something to a wise person and they will become wiser. That's Yetziat Mitzrayim. And this is what the Rebbe has inspired us and continues to inspire us since he took over leadership in 1950, which this coming week we're celebrating the Yud Shvat, the 10th of Shvat, the day that the Rebbe became our Rebbe. Doing things in this world above and beyond the norm. Public big menorahs, mitzvah mobiles, mitzvah tanks. On and on. The world is crazy, we have to be crazier. Paro is opposing Boel Paro. Come to Paro, to the real Paro, then we'll be able to experience the Yetziat Mitzrayim, the going out of our own limitations, of our own challenges and the challenges around us. And that's the way we're going to win the darkness of this exile and greeting Moshiach, by going above, higher and higher and higher within ourselves. Shabbos, Shabbat Shalom.